Hello viewers, welcome to Physics with Sanmitra. I am Sanmitra Bhaumik and our problem session on kinematics level 1. Today we are going to solve problem on problem number 6. In the last video we had solved up to problem number 5. So let's begin. See, this question, a car accelerates from rest at a constant rate alpha for some time, after which it deaccelerates at a constant rate beta and comes to rest. If total time elapsed is t, the maximum velocity acquired by the car will be. A car is accelerating from rest at a constant rate alpha for some time. Now let's draw the curve, then we'll understand. See, let's draw the graph. What graph? Let's draw the VT graph, velocity time graph. A car is accelerating starting from rest and accelerating. Rest means v is equal to 0 and accelerating with a constant rate alpha. So the slope is alpha here, and then it starts deaccelerating with a rate beta. See, beta is given as deacceleration and not acceleration. Okay, we'll understand its significance later. And total time elapsed is t. Now we are asked to find the v max, that is the maximum velocity, v max. Okay, now let's find it out. See, let's take this time as t1, at which it is reaching the maximum velocity. So we can say v max, that is v max by t1, that is alpha. V max, initially the velocity was 0. It is increasing from 0 to v max in t1 time. So v max by t1 is alpha. Now see here, what is the next one? This is the final velocity is 0. In the second part of the motion, the final velocity is 0 and the initial velocity is v max. So it is reaching from 0 minus v max. So minus v max divided by t minus t1. That will be equal to minus beta, because a change in velocity, that will be acceleration. So here what I am doing here, if you can see properly, here I am taking final velocity minus initial velocity. That is the definition of acceleration. Since I have written the definition of acceleration here, so I can say that since we have written the definition of acceleration, I can say that I have to write minus beta and not plus beta. If I write deacceleration, then I will write Vmax minus 0 by t minus t1. That is why this question was given. There was nothing very difficult in this question, but this question was given just to give the idea about how to write deacceleration, because in the question it is mentioned deacceleration. So I can write Vmax by t minus t1 is equal to beta. Now the question becomes fairly simple and you can solve it from here only. See, t minus t1 is equal to Vm by beta and alpha is equal to Vm by t1. So t, I am just replacing this t1 is equal to Vm by alpha. T1 is equal to Vm by alpha from here. So that's Vm by alpha I am putting here. So t minus Vm by alpha, see here, t minus Vm by alpha is equal to Vm by beta. So t is equal to Vm into 1 plus alpha plus 1 by beta. So Vm is equal to alpha beta t by alpha plus beta. So our correct option is option D. Suppose there was an alpha minus beta or beta minus alpha in the options, then you would have made a mistake if you would have written beta and not minus beta in the acceleration definition. Okay. Now Vt is equal to At plus Bt square, where A and B are constant. Distance travelled by it between t is equal to 1 second and t is equal to 2 seconds. Now let me tell you one thing very clear here, that when you are asked to find the distance and you have been given a v as a function of time, so you have to do the integration. Now there are some students, I am telling you, there are some students who will do it by like this. Acceleration will be dv by dt. Acceleration will be dv by dt, that is a plus bt 2bt, a plus 2bt bt into 2. Now they will put t is equal to 1, t is equal to 2, and they will just write v is equal to u plus at. But this is absolutely wrong. This is absolutely wrong, and never do this by this method, because after differentiating Vt I am getting acceleration. Acceleration is not constant, and while deriving v is equal to u plus at, we had made the assumption that a is constant. You can refer any textbook for that. It is very simple derivation. Now just see here, AT plus BT square, A and B are constant. Now distance it is asked. Now what we have to do, what is the distance? See, x is equal to dv by dt. So correction, v is equal to dx by dt. So dx is equal to v dt. Now we will do the integration. Now we will put the value of v at plus bt square, and I have done it for you. At plus bt square 1 to 2 integration time. So a and t dt 1 to 2 plus b into t square dt 1 to 2. If you are finding problem in the integration part, then please watch my integration video. I have done it. I have done that. I have given a complete lecture on integration and how to solve the integration, what is the physical significance behind integration, etc. So please watch that video. Differentiation and integration, basic calculus for physics. So t square 1 to 2, b by 3 1 to 3. We finally get 3a by 2 plus 7b by 3. So this is my answer, that is option A. Next question is that the water drops fall at regular intervals from a tap 5 meters above the ground. The third drop is leaving the tap when the first drop reaches the ground. Position of the second drop from ground at that instant. See, this question, what I can do here is that, see, there is a tap and the tap is at 5 meters above the surface. Now water drops are falling. See, there are 3 drops. When the third drop is, this is first, this is second, this is third, according to the chronology. Now the third drop is falling on the ground, is touching the ground when the first drop is touching the ground when the third drop is being released. Now we can get an idea how much time did the first drop take to drop. That is root over of 2h by g. What is h? H is 2 into 5 by 10. Let's say 1 second. So the first drop has been, the third drop is falling after 1 second of the falling of the, after the first drop fell. Now if the third drop is falling at 1 second, at the 1 second's time, and so the second drop should have fallen by 0.5 second, since the time intervals are equal. Therefore now what I can say, that is before 0.5 second the second drop was dropped. Now how far it is. So now the question is very simple. See here, now the second drop traveled, h is equal to half gt square, that is half 10 into half square, that is 1.25 meter. That is the second drop has traveled 1.25 meter. See, I have already drawn the diagram here. The second drop, first drop, second drop, third drop, I am getting 1.25 meter from the tap. So from the ground how much will it be? It will be 5 minus 1.25, that is, I can say 3.75 meter. 3.75 meter. So my answer is option A. Our answer is option A. Now the next question is, x and y coordinates of a particle at any time are x is equal to 5t minus 2t square and yt is equal to 10t. Acceleration of the particle at t is equal to 2 seconds. This is a very easy question, and we know that we are given 2 components of the displacement, x and y. So we can find out the acceleration in the x component, that is vx. Vx is equal to dx by dt, that is 5 minus 4t, and acceleration I can find out, that is dv by dt, dvx by dt. So that will be minus 4 only, minus 4 meter per second square. Now see yt. Yt, if we differentiate it once, how much it will come? That will be vy, that will be differentiating, that will be 10. And see, since vy is constant, if I again differentiate it, ay will come as 0. See, ax is 4 meter per second, ay is 0. So I can find the component, that is very simple. You don't need to do it actually. Minus 4 whole square plus 0 square, that will be minus 4 only. So minus 4 meter per second square, that is the acceleration. See, now we have our 10th question, that is magnitude of a cross b is equal to root 3 into a dot b vector. Now find the value of a plus b vector, the magnitude of that. Okay, now let's solve this question. A cross b vector I can write as ab sine theta, and I can write here root 3 into a dot b I can write as ab cos theta. So by solving it I can get tan theta is equal to root 3. So theta is equal to 60 degree. Now theta is 60 degree. So what I can do here is that here I can write here a plus b vector, that is a resultant. I can write a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So I can write here a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 60 degree is half. So half and half cancels. So a square plus b square plus ab, that's whole root. So our correct option is option B. So that's all for this video, and we'll be solving the next problems in the next video. So thank you for your patient hearing, and please like our video and subscribe our channel and share this video with your friends.